Candice, thanks for sitting tight in that weather that looks a bit cold where you are there. I mean, we can't say no to the extra rainfall, certainly not, but we were discussing earlier what this means mostly for our poorer areas.
Well, I think always with these fronts, what happens is that we have a large amount of rainfall over a short period of time. And even if it's a small amount of rainfall, we still start to see quite a bit of that water damming up in the roads. Drainage is often poor, not only in some of the low-lying areas, but also in some of our informal areas and in the cities as well, because the drains often get blocked by rubbish. And with that, rubbish it obviously starts to build up as that rain starts to fall. So overnight we've only had about 5 millimeters of rain. It's really prefrontal rain up until now. And then the cold front hasn't arrived yet. It's only going to arrive at about 2 o'clock today. We'll see that first band of showers moving in then. And then we'll start to see a real big lot of rain between 5 and 8 o'clock later on this evening. And that is really what's going to bring in the huge amount of rainfall. And of course we're going to get a lot of wind with it, which is often very damaging as well, especially in areas which are not as formalized as others.
So you talk about this prefrontal rain hitting overnight. 2 o'clock is when we're expecting the storm to hit. But what's worrying about that is that the road behind you is already sort of semi-flooded. One can only imagine what happens when the storm actually hits.
Well, that's exactly it. We've already had, as I said, just a few drops of rain. It's intermittent, so when we started standing out here, it was actually dry. We quickly ran for the umbrellas when it started to pick up again. And we'll see another bout of that at 2 o'clock. And then the real rain is going to come in between 5 and 8 o'clock. And we're expecting about 20 to 25 millimeters of rainfall for the Cape Metropole, and then up to 50 millimeters of rainfall or more. And that will be over a 48-hour period. So it's not only today, but we're going to see that rain falling today as well as tomorrow, and of course that just compounds the issue because it's rain falling on already saturated ground and areas that are already semi-flooded.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's the picture for the next 48 hours. What about the rest of the week, sort of the end of the week?
So this is actually a very interesting cold front. So it's not a monster storm like we saw, say, for instance, 2 years ago when we had that massive storm that moved in and affected a huge portion of South Africa. Most of this rain will fall in the Western Cape over the next day or so. Things clear out in the Western Cape by Friday, and by the weekend things are sunny again. And Gauteng is actually going to miss this one. So temperatures barely even fall in Gauteng, and we'll only really see minimum temperatures falling due to this front. It's a very slow-moving cold front. There's another front moving in behind it, so we're going to have an intense 48 hours where we'll see a whole bunch of weather, but really mainly in the Western Cape and probably along the southern coastline with very windy conditions as well. But Gauteng, you're out on this one.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, thanks very much for that, Candice McKechnie, live to us there from Cape Town, where a cold front is approaching. No doubt emergency services will also be doing its best to prepare for how that will affect the low-lying areas.